Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Yeah, it's my second show today. I'm going to take a look at Tennessee and NC State, and of course, Kentucky and South Carolina. I'm in a mood today. Yep, I'm ready to talk some football.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Let's start out with our first game. It's earlier in the day, and that's Kentucky and South Carolina. Now, this should be a very interesting game. As you know, Kentucky very smartly went and got themselves a quarterback for this year, and that's Brock Vandagriff. And Brock actually in the first game looked really good, and they had to stop the game in the early third quarter because of lightning and thunder and all this kind of crap. But anyway, he was playing really well. I think he was 12 for 18, like 200 some odd yards. He had 2 or 3 touchdowns. He was killing it. One stupid thing he's doing, and you better stop it. He loves to run the ball, but instead of getting down and sliding like every smart quarterback does, he likes to get an extra yard and let people hit him. That does not work long term. You can ask Levis, also played for Kentucky, about that. He tried that crap with the Tennessee VOLS a few years ago, and one of our defensive linemen knocked him into Namara. Absolutely did. And he wasn't the same after that. And all you Kentucky folks out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You remember that hit. I think it was Omari Thomas maybe did it. Anyway, it was one of our big guys. Brock, you got to get down, dude. South Carolina, you can say what you want about them. They got a couple of guys on that defensive line that'll knock your head off. So be careful. They need your arm, and you've got a darn good one, so don't be stupid. Now, Kentucky's got an almost 80% chance of winning this game. First of all, it's at Kentucky, Kroger or Food Line or whatever the name of your stadium is up there. So that's a pretty big advantage. And with your defense and everything, I think you should be in great shape to win this ball game. I'm really looking forward to watching this. Now, South Carolina, they've got a quarterback by the name of Lenore Sellers. Very nice young man, 4.0 student, well-spoken. He's not ready for prime time. He's a redshirt freshman, and he was a 3-star. That doesn't work in the SEC, and you're going to find that out, South Carolina and Shane Beamer. And Beamer, what is it with Beamer? How could you not see that? You were smart enough to go get Spencer Radler, who really played well for you for a couple of years. And now you're going with a redshirt freshman who's clearly not ready. And you saw that in the first game when they played Old Dominion, who I call the trucking company, and they struggled against them. They almost got beat by Old Dominion. Realize that South Carolina had 4 turnovers they picked up versus 1 for Old Dominion. Had that been anywhere near the same, Old Dominion would have beat them. And then, oh my gosh, you talking about absolute meltdown. South Carolina's already melting down over it. They are ranked the lowest of all the SEC teams now because of their performance in that game. And Florida's in that. they're literally behind Florida, who just got absolutely boat raced by Miami, which is really unfortunate. I hate that. But anyway, Lenore's is not ready, and they don't have anybody behind him. They got the Ashford dude from Auburn, who's a good runner, but his arm, it's not there. So things could get ugly in this game. Do I think it'll be a blowout? It definitely could. I could see them getting beat by 20, 24, 30 points, something like that. Doesn't necessarily mean it will happen, but it definitely could. And if it does, Shane Beamer's seat's going to get hotter than a $2 pistol in an all-day shoot. And that's hot. Hotter than a depot stove. There's some other things, too. Anyway, be watching this game because it could get ugly. Now, South Carolina, like I said, they do have some talent on that team, but without a quarterback, I just And they're not going to respect your ability to throw until you prove you can, and it's not going to be easy. So anyway, that's the first ball game. Now we're going to talk about Tennessee versus North Carolina State. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you, this is a game that could get away from NC State. It's at a neutral site, which is Charlotte at 7:30, and I think Tennessee will have the crowd on their side. We'll probably have 2/3 of the tickets, even though it's in their home state, because we travel like that. We're nuts. And the big question is, how is Grayson McCall going to play against Tennessee's front seven? If he can get a little bit of time, he could probably have some success against our secondary. Our secondary has been our weak link for the last 3 years.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
We'll see if they've improved any. We do have some new guys back there. They have a great wide receiver in Concepcion. He could give us a world of trouble. But if they don't, if they're not able to throw the ball, because they're not going to be able to run it on us, we're just too good on the front seven, they're going to struggle. If they can't throw the ball, if they are under 250 yards, they're going to have a really tough day. Now, Tennessee has the most vaunted offense probably in the country, And with Nico at the trigger point, it's just, it could get ugly quick. And that was pretty, you saw it in the UT Chattanooga game. Look, his first ball game ever was against a top 10 defense, which was Iowa, and we won 35-0, and he had 4 touchdowns. Then he followed it up with 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in a half. So this guy's the real deal. If you watched him play in that game, he made some passes. He was 10 for 10 starting out, and these weren't like little 4-yard dump-offs either. These were 30-yard lasers, slant patterns, all kinds of crap, because Tennessee's unlimited with him. It's another Hendon Hooker 2.0, but with a higher upside. Now, Jackpot has decided to chime in on the Tennessee-NC State game. As you know, he'd love for Tennessee to lose because he's tired of us talking smack, which just shocks me because I never talk smack.
Liar! Look, I make no bones about this. This Tennessee fan base has gotten extremely cocky, extremely chesty, especially online, and it's frankly just annoying as hell. That being said, they kind of have a reason to be confident. I mean, I understand you're in love with your quarterback. The thing is, he's not faced a pressure cooker situation yet. Not in college. He hasn't. That bowl game was not a pressure cooker situation. If you lost that game, nobody would care. The bowl games anymore, pretty much, sadly, if it's not, if it doesn't have something to do with the playoffs, it's just an exhibition.
12 seconds later.
Unfortunately, here I think Tennessee has the quarterback edge. Much as I hate to say that, because you know why? It's not like I'm dogging this kid out. I don't. He would be much more palatable if it didn't come with all the hoopla, the hype, and the BS around it that you people generate. You people are the ones who make people dislike this young man.
3 days later.
I'm leaning here towards a Tennessee cover in this game. And the line's gotten all the way up to 10. That's not that out of hand. I could easily see them winning this game by 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. If they get out in front early, which is what my fear is that they do. If they go down, they get the ball, they score a touchdown, Nico pushes the ball down, they score pretty quick. NC State's got to respond. It's got to be a score and respond. We've got to have a basketball game type of scenario here, back and forth. Can NC State keep up? I don't think that they can for 4 quarters.
Yeah, you could tell there's a lot of respect there for the Tennessee Vols offense, and rightfully so. And this business that there's people on social media talking smack, and we're all chesty about our Tennessee Vols, I think that's absurd. That's the last thing we are.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Really?
Yeah, us Vols fans, we are very humble, always have been. Now, will we end up winning this game easily? It could happen. Let's take a look at where the point spread is. You can see right here, we're favored by about 9.5 points. We have an 88% probability to win the game. They're expecting us to win by 19.1 is their projection. If we win by 20, that's the bottom edge of a blowout. If you win by 24 or 30, that's a total blowout. So they're thinking it's going to be a small blowout. Now, if NC State wins this ball game, don't you come back at me and give me a bunch of grief about it, because I don't like that. What I like to do is talk the smack. I don't like hearing it back. So let's make sure we understand that right on the get-go. See, this is a one-sided deal. Anyway, that's 2 ball games I'm going to be watching very closely, and I'm sure I'll do pregame and postgame for the Tennessee one. I might even do something with that Kentucky game. That interests the crap out of me. Anyway, if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's continue to cover all these big college sports stories. If you've not subscribed, pulling my dadgum string, hit this button right here. This is the subscribe button. Not even using my words right. That'll help you get my videos, and it makes it easier with YouTube. And right over here is the most recent video that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.